Hey, this is Tim Dalhouse from PM-ProLearn, and I'm here today with.
Ian Fisher from PM-ProLearn. How's everybody doing?
Good. We're going to talk to you today about integration management.
So integration management is chapter 4 of your PMBOK. All right. And it is all about integrating all of the other aspects of the project.
So integration is about coordinating everything that's happening on the process. There's 49 processes in the process framework, and your job is to get all those processes working together and all your activities to make everything successful.
How you're going to do that is you're going to make choices and trade-offs in different areas, such as resources, competing demands, tailoring different processes out that aren't needed in order to manage those interdependencies, because all of those things are going to interconnect with each other.
Right, and that actually makes you the project integrator. So that's what we say your main role is as a project manager, is to be the integrator that looks at the big picture of the project and make sure everything is going smoothly. When your team members may be focused on individual pieces of the project work, you're looking at everything.
So this is the macro level. As Tim said, you're looking at absolutely everything. It's the most complex knowledge area, and it covers it brings all of the other aspects from the other 9 knowledge areas from the micro levels into one specific place.
Right, and in PM-ProLearn, we use icons to help you remember the material. And across the bottom of the screen there, you see initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and closing icons that help you understand that this knowledge area of integration management has processes going on in all 5 of the process groups.
So those processes, we'll run through those real quick. The first one we have is the develop project charter. It's an initiating process, and this is going to create a link between your project and an organizational goal. It's signed by your project sponsor, who's going to give you a formal record of the project. He's going to show organizational commitment with his signature or her signature, and then also that formally assigns you as the project manager to execute aspects of this project.
Right, and this process is green. We put a color in there because we like colors as well at PM-ProLearn to help you remember things. And green is our color for initiating. Anytime you see green, we're talking about initiating. And so this is getting the project started, right? Kicking it off. And you got to do a good job here, because if you have it on shaky foundation, if you start your project with a poorly written project charter, you're going to experience problems down the road. So this is very, very important to get this right and get a charter that can be supported by your whole project team.
So you've got a charter, and now it's going to create a plan. And we have a planning process here called Develop the Project Management Plan. This is the whole purpose of this is to produce a comprehensive document that brings all the other aspects from the other 9 knowledge areas and the plans that or sub-plans that are built there into one area. Integrate those together to make sure that each one of them works well with the other aspects and nothing is sacrificed for one area over another.
Right, and this is blue because it's planning. That's our color of PM-ProLearn for planning. And this is really where you edit and assemble all the different parts of the plan. You may have a scope management plan, a cost plan, a schedule plan, all these things. You got to bring them together, make sure they all work well. There's no conflicts between your different parts of your plan, because you got to have something that covers all of your project.
So then we move into executing, because now we have a plan of what we're going to execute, and we have our first executing process here called direct and manage project work. This is where you as the project manager are going to coordinate all of the efforts and activities of your team to actually generate those deliverables for your final product, service, or result. This is you controlling the different aspects of the project, not micromanagement, just controlling the different aspects of the project, wrapping your arms around it to ensure that everything goes well together and everything integrates well together for project success.
And this is brown because that's our color for executing here at PM-ProLearn. And I have a good favorite mental picture of direct and managed project work. This is where me as a PM, I come to work on Monday morning and I've got a project team that I have a meeting with. And I say, guys, here's the work that we're going to do today. What did you accomplish yesterday? What do you plan on doing today? Can you accomplish what I'm telling you to? And what do you need help with that I can get for you, and maybe remove some roadblocks and get you the resources you need? And so direct and managed project work is all about empowering your team with what they need to get the job done.
Our next process is another executing process called Manage Project Knowledge. This is where you take previous project knowledge from your lessons learned or your knowledge base, and you bring them into this project to help you achieve success on your project. It's also where you're going to generate all of your knowledge from this project so that you can help future projects as well as your current opportunities.
Right, and again, it's brown. It's another executing process, and the PMBOK talks about 2 different kinds of knowledge that you need to capture and use on your project. One is explicit knowledge. Those are things you can write down like work directions. And then you got tacit knowledge, which is information that is like know-how. If you've got a team member that's done something for several years, they've got a certain level of expertise. That's called tacit knowledge, and we want to try to capture that as well by creating good atmospheres of trust on the project so that they feel comfortable sharing their knowledge with everybody else.
We'll take a monitor and controlling process, and we have monitor and control project work. This is where you're going to combine the information from all of your other monitor and controlling processes together to generate a common operational picture for your stakeholders. This is going to help you understand the current state of the project, forecast the future state of the project, and then talk about any successes or failures that you've had in the project and how you're going to exploit those successes or how you were able to overcome those failures.
And I like to look at this, by the way, this is purple because it's monitoring controlling, that's our color here. And I like to look at this process as my opportunity to shape the expectations of my stakeholders, because I'm going to collect all the work performance information, all of my cost and schedule forecasts, and I'm going to assemble them in such a way, and then I'm going to interpret it and convey that to my stakeholders in the way that that's going to help them gain support for the project. So this is how you shape the perspective of your stakeholders on the project by creating good workforce reports.
Next, we have another monitor control process called Perform Integrated Change Control. This is where we're going to take a good change management approach to the project, whether it be through a change control board or some other tool or resource that you're going to use for change control. And this is where you're going to take all of the change requests from your other processes and bring them funneling to a single process called Perform Integrated Change Control. And it's called Integrated Change Control because where every change we want to make and then make sure that it doesn't affect negatively any other aspect of our project. We don't want to take in a new quality change that may inadvertently affect risk or cost or schedule.
Yeah, and there's actually 22 processes in your project manager framework that generate change requests, and all of them get funneled right here to Perform Integrated Change Control. So you have to have a good uniform process in place to make good consistent decisions on change.
And our last process in the integration management knowledge area is close project or phase. And this here is the process that will allow you to, as it says, close a project or close a phase of a project and move on. So here you're going to take all of the information that you've had from that current or up to that point for the project or the phase, and you're going to archive it. You're going to formally close out any legal or financial obligations that you have to that project or to that phase, and you're going to then release your team off to perform a new job.
Right, so it's red because it's closing, so it's time to stop, and a lot of people don't like this part of the work because, this is wrapping everything up. It's not exciting and sexy, but it's got to be done, right? Somebody's got to do all that work to tie up the loose ends on the project. You produce a final project report, you transition ownership of your final deliverables over to whoever's going to use it or own it, and it's time to go home. So that's integration management, and we hope you enjoyed our discussion on that today. And next, we want to just talk to you about some other training opportunities that we have available for you here at PM-ProLearn.
So if you like what you're getting here from Tim and I, we have, again, this is a very broad overview of a specific knowledge area. If you want more in the weeds to describe how all of this really ties in together, how each of the 49 processes work together, we offer the ability to train in multiple different ways. So we have a self-paced training, which is where you, for a monthly fee, will come into the learning management system and you will work your way through the course material to a level of comfort to allow you to go test. And
you get everything you need there. There's videos in there.
Absolutely.
There's downloadable study resources. There's quizzes. I mean, it's full blown. You can pass the PMP exam just by doing self-paced training.
Sure can. We've got multiple people that have proved that on for a couple of months. We've got on-site training, which is where Tim or I will come to you and we'll provide you our expert training. We'll give you an interactive back and forth. So if you need a little bit more of a, hey, I don't understand this, can you help me along the way here? We may be able to provide you a real-world example that triggers understanding in your mind.
And you can actually attend those on-site training through virtual attendance with what you're looking at here. We recorded this video through our meeting app, and it works great. We've had people attend from overseas in our training. We even do the webinar training in the evenings. And so if you're working and you want to attend, when you're off work, then we can do that. And there's a page on our website that has study aids or flow charts which are very, very detailed, a lot more detailed than the block diagram we just showed you, and our earned value management formula map. And those have been very well received by a lot of people and said, hey, I passed the exam because of the way that you mapped out this body of knowledge. So check us out at PM-ProLearn.com. Look on the page where this video is at. You're going to see links to get to all these different opportunities, and we hope to see you in class sometime.
Your success is our success, and we care about pretty much nothing other than our students' success. We want to make sure that you provided the opportunity to achieve your PMP certification goals.
That's right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.